Welcome to the Respect the Ranch podcast for November 2009. I'm Scott Bailey. Modeled after the Chicago public radio show This American Life, our monthly podcast is built around a theme, then explores that theme through stories, interviews, and art by RBV staff and students. Our podcast this November focuses on the theme of family. It's hard to imagine a more complicated and diverse social unit than the American family. A word with a seemingly ever-changing look, the idea of family in our country continues to be a powerful influence, full of triumphs and tragedies that have profound effects on who we are both as individuals and citizens of an increasingly globalized community. So in honor of the family this November, our podcast in 4 acts. In Act 1, an RBV junior reflects on family and Islam. In Act 2, RBV students identify one word that sums up their Thanksgiving experiences. In Act 3, an interview with an RBV teacher who has 6 daughters and sons. And finally, Act 4, a Tom Petty song performed by an RBV father and son. All this to come on our Respect the Ranch podcast for November 2009. Let's get started. Act 1. RBV junior Fatima Housni could not be more proud of both her family and her life as a Muslim. In a world that can sometimes misrepresent Islam, Fatima is always willing to patiently explain the central tenets of one of the world's oldest and greatest religions. She submitted this essay on the power of family within the Muslim community.
I was hungry, I was weak, I've had no food since 4 o'clock that morning, but I knew that it was all worth it. I am a Muslim, and this is my Ramadan. For the holy month of Ramadan, I cut myself away from food or drink each day, and stay away from things that I usually do in my day-to-day life. It is hard, but it gives me a taste of what other less fortunate people go through in their lives. I feel the hunger they feel as I walk to and from school on an empty stomach. And at the end of the day, I thank Allah for all the things He has provided for me and my family. As a Muslim, I pray, or try to pray, 5 times a day. I testify that there is no God but the one God, and Muhammad, peace be upon him, is His messenger. I fast during the month of Ramadan, give alms to the poor and needy, and I someday hope to perform my pilgrimage to Mecca. I live in a family of 5, 1 younger brother and a younger sister, and both my parents, who are immigrants to America. I was born in Casablanca, Morocco in 1993, and in the same year, my father went traveling to Europe and America in search of a better place to live. He went to France, Netherlands, Spain, and the United States. Of all these places, he found the U.S. provided the most opportunities for a good life. When I was 2, my father brought my mother and me to America with him. It was hard adapting, especially for my mom, who wore the hijab, an Islamic headscarf, as a sign of modesty. I always remember my parents telling me 2 things: increase your knowledge and treat your parents well. In Islam, knowledge is one of the most important things. The first word ever revealed in the Quran was Iqra, read in the name of your Lord. I tried, and I'm still trying very hard in school, because my greatest shield against ignorance and weakness is knowledge. This also means Islamic knowledge. Every Saturday, my siblings and I go to the mosque to learn Arabic, memorize the Quran, study the life of the Prophet, and learn his teachings. This school and the Islamic youth groups makes me closer to the Muslim community. I love all my friends, Muslim or not, but I do have a special bond with my Muslim friends. One of the best things in the Muslim community is the diversity. I know European Americans, Asian Americans, African Americans, Arab Americans, and Mexican American Muslims, and many converts. Despite the diversity, all of our hearts are connected, and we all hold on to the rope of Islam. We greet each other by saying salam, peace, shaking hands, and asking how one another is doing. As Muslims, we are also required to help the larger community. It could be by cleaning up a beach, handing out care packages to the homeless, or even speaking on a podcast to educate others about Islam. But Islam is not just about the community. It is also about the home. It is important to love one's parents and siblings. Islam teaches, love for your brother what you love for yourself. This is wise advice, but to be honest, I still need to live up to it. I sometimes argue with my 13-year-old sister for very stupid reasons. I realized later that it was unimportant. I do sometimes have a hard time being able to get along with my brother and sister. Actually, it seems like most of the time. However, I repent and pray that we will improve our attitudes in the future. My parents want me to always treat our whole family well and never raise my voice. Not only because it's disrespectful, but it is also mandated in Islam that you treat your parents well. This too I can have a hard time doing some of the times. When I am irritated or angry, I raise my voice to my mom and storm away, leaving her standing there. This hurts and upsets her. I always end up sorry, and I realize how much pain she went through to have me and raise me. The mother in Islam is beloved. For example, one day a man came to the Prophet and asked him, "Who in the world is most deserving of my love?" "Your mother," the Prophet answered. Then the man asked, "Who's next?" The Prophet again answered, "Your mother." The man asked again, "Then who's next?" The Prophet once again answered, "Your mother." When the man asked a fourth time, he finally said, "Your father." This shows the love and respect one must have for their parents, especially one's mom. And it shows that women in Islam are just as equal as any man. The first person to embrace Islam was a woman, and some of the first people who taught Islam were women. Allah says in the Quran, the difference between one person and the next is their level of piety. Muslim women cover themselves to show who they are and to keep their modesty. It is unfair that some people look at a covered woman and say that she's oppressed, then look at a woman in bikini and say that she is free. To me, it is oppression to only be noticed for your body and not for who you are. It is hard wearing the hijab, especially in this society, and it took me a whole summer to muster up courage to wear it to school. I worried about what other people would think of me or how they would look at me. But my mom told me to only care about what God thinks of me, so I wore it. Everything is fine now in school, but I still don't perform my noon prayer at school. I do not want people to make fun of me, and I don't want to scare people who might get the wrong idea if they see me praying. It is hard, but hopefully over time my nervousness will turn into courage, and I'll be able to pray at school. The number one myth that I come across about Muslims is that we are all narrow-minded and unwilling to accept the ideas of others. This is not true, since Islam is a way of life that encourages sociability and happiness. It pushes me to seek knowledge wherever it might be, as long as it is healthy and beneficial. I discuss Christianity with my Christian friends and Judaism from Jewish friends. One day, 2 Mormon missionaries knocked at our door, and to their surprise, my parents invited them in. We discussed each other's religion, and in the end, everyone left more knowledgeable than before. It can be tough being a Muslim these days, but Islam really simplifies my life by keeping me away from drugs, alcohol, ignorance, and pushes me towards the real joy in life, which is faith, tranquility, friends, and of course, family.
Rancho Jr., Fatima Housni, and her reflections on family and Islam. And now, Act 2. We spent a few lunch periods roaming the hallways and quad, asking RBV students what word or idea that would best describe Thanksgiving.
Hi, my name is Max, and my idea of Thanksgiving is magical.
Hi, my name is Alexio, and one word to describe my Thanksgiving is extravagant.
Hi, my name is Michael, and my Thanksgiving is festive.
Hi, my name is Reed, and one word to describe my Thanksgiving is unique.
Hi, my name is Cody, and one word to describe my Thanksgiving is unselfishness.
Hi, my name is Deontay, and one word to describe my Thanksgiving is food.
Hi, my name is Angelita, and one word to describe my Thanksgiving will be lots of eating.
Hi, my name is Obi, and a word to describe my Thanksgiving is nostalgic.
Okay, hi, my name is Jimmy, and one word to describe Thanksgiving is quality.
Hi, my name is Isaac, and the first word that comes to mind about Thanksgiving is turkey.
Hi, my name is Alan. One thing that I can describe Thanksgiving is food.
Hi, my name's Joey, and one word to describe Thanksgiving is delicious.
Hi, my name's Justin, and one word to describe Thanksgiving is delicioso.
Hello, my name is Allison, and one word to describe Thanksgiving is hallelujah.
Hi, my name is Brittany. One word to describe Thanksgiving is family.
Hi, my name is Olivia, and 2 words to describe one food is mashed potatoes.
Hi, my name is Alexis, and one word to describe Thanksgiving is pilgrim.
Hi, my name is McKenna, and the first word I think of when you say Thanksgiving is turkey.
Hi, my name is Harper, and the first word I think of when you say Thanksgiving is food.
Hi, my name is Bryn, and one word that describes Thanksgiving is pumpkins.
Hi, my name is Marlena, and one idea to describe Thanksgiving is the death of turkeys.
Hi, my name is Katrina, and one word to describe Thanksgiving is cats.
Hi, my name is Jacob, and one word that describes Thanksgiving is family.
Hi, my name is Annie. One word to describe Thanksgiving is food.
Hi, my name's Sarah, and one word to describe Thanksgiving is amazing!
Hi, my name is Katrina, and one word to describe Thanksgiving is break.
Hi, my name is Yvonne, and a word to describe Thanksgiving is orange.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and a word to describe Thanksgiving is brown.
Hi, my name is Keith, and when I think of Thanksgiving, I think of happiness.
My name is Zach, and when I think of Thanksgiving, I think of skating.
My name is Brody, and when I think of Thanksgiving, I think of pilgrims.
Hi, my name is Stephanie, and when I think of Thanksgiving, I think of Indians.
Hi, my name is John. When I think of Thanksgiving, I think of family.
My name is Caesar, and when I think of Thanksgiving, I think of orange leaves.
Hi, my name is Maddie. The first thing I think of during Thanksgiving is Six Flags.
Hi, my name is Tasha. First thing that comes to mind when I think about Thanksgiving is family.
Hi, my name is John. The first thing I think of when I think of Thanksgiving is football.
Hi, my name is Cole, and the first thing I think of when Thanksgiving comes around is unity.
Hi, my name is Joe, and the first thing I think of is Palm Springs.
Hello, my name is Alma, and the first thing I think about when I think of Thanksgiving break is autumn.
Hey, I'm Caitlin, and the first thing I think about Thanksgiving is family.
My name is Nigel, and the first thing I think about when I hear Thanksgiving is home.
My name is Josh, and the first thing I think about when I hear Thanksgiving is 1 week off.
RBV students and their thoughts on Thanksgiving. And now Act 3. RBV teacher and coach Terry Miller has had plenty of success in the classroom, on the hardwood floor, and on the golf course. But his most successful experience yet has been as a husband and a father of 6 children. We sat down with him to discuss the challenges of big families and the role of Mormonism in his family's life. Okay, so I'm here with Terry Miller, teacher at Rancho Buena Vista High School and basketball coach, yes?
Yes, sir.
And Terry, how long have you been at Rancho?
Came to Rancho in 1990 after being out of teaching for about 7 or 8 years, and I was just a basketball coach. I think my first year teaching at Rancho was 1991.
What subject did you teach?
Taught English.
You taught English?
Taught English.
You're a lucky man.
It was a wonderful experience.
So you were at Vista. You were at Vista High School.
I was at Vista High School from 1973 to 1980 full time, and then 3 years part time, and then off for 7 years.
And
I was fired. I was fired.
The last thing that would have happened is you being fired. You went into, if I remember right, you went into real estate.
Real estate
right?
for 7 years. Yeah.
So you sold some homes.
Yes.
And then you came back into teaching.
I did. The opening for teaching, and it was a good thing. It was a wonderful opportunity they provided me.
What was it like in real estate? That's a pretty different sort of career, right? I mean, you first work with teenagers, and then you go to really working with yourself.
In a way, and I'll say this literally how I feel, it was a blessing, because that's when we had the bulk of our children, and I say bulk because we have a lot of kids, at home, and it provided the opportunity for my wife not to work during those years, and to stay at home and with the kids. And so for our family's sake, it was a real positive thing.
Real estate, as opposed to teaching, provides a little bit more flexibility with your day.
Right, but real estate sucks because it evolves around money.
Right.
And, there's no better work atmosphere with peers, professional peers, than in teaching. So she stayed off So I don't know how many years. It all blurs together, but
which is kind of part of what I want to ask you, and I think it's related to blur in some way. How many children do you have?
6 children.
You've got 6 children. What's the age range?
Well, the oldest is 31, and the youngest is 20. So you figure every 2 years, I have 2 boys and 4 girls.
2 boys and 4 girls. Mm-hmm. And what are their names? How quickly can you go down the names of your children?
Here we go, in order: Casey, Kyle, Tara, Tony, Carrie, and Ty.
So you've got your 6 children, and you are able to raise a family of 6 with one income, right? I mean,
during those years. Yeah.
I have to think a lot of people are wondering how does somebody pull that off?
Well, right? I wonder too. But I'm just glad it's behind me and not ahead of me, because I think I would get worried if it were ahead of me.
So the way, because there's all, in America we've got all different types of structures of families, right? And
so they tell me.
So the model you're running off is you really have the sort of father as the breadwinner bringing in the money, and then it was really important you have your wife stay at home with the children.
That's a misnomer, the breadwinner, because what do you win if you bring in money? Money sucks. That it's just to work with it equally with my wife. It was a co-equal type thing. Uh-huh. So a dad, I believe, cannot do the things nurturing and love-wise that a mom can do. I just don't believe that. I think a dad's important, like a mom is important. Uh-huh. They have different roles and distinct roles in raising a family.
They bring different qualities and sort of
I think
interactions with the children.
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness. I have a saying that a natural man is an enemy to God, but with a woman, who's really a lot more sensitive and nurturing, a man has a half a chance to be a good dad. So.
Okay, you've got your 6 children, and maybe we could kind of focus on that more kind of challenging time right in there where you're primarily in real estate. It sounds like what kinds of sacrifices do you feel like you had to make to pull that off?
Well, I said it was a blessing earlier, and I mean that because the first year that I started doing real estate part-time, I made twice as much money as I did in my teaching salary. So money wasn't a problem. That wasn't a sacrifice during those years. And, my wife's a great teacher, so I think it was a sacrifice on her part to, postpone her teaching.
So I'm sorry, so she hadn't started, she
taught at Vista High School. We taught together, right. and then, and so when we started having children, she backed off from that and focused on the home, and we were able to get by. I don't think it was a sacrifice or anything. It was wonderful, really, to have that kind of thing where only one of us needed to work. But then when I got back into teaching and I lost all the money in real estate, we both had to work again. But the timing was great there too, because our youngest was in school, so it wasn't a matter of child care.
You've got this family dynamic, and you've got these children who are moving into they're in the 30s down to the 20s, and they're going to get married. They're going to start having children, and pretty soon your family
exponentially is scary.
You think 6 is a lot, but you think a decade from now, it's probably going to be quite a bit bigger. And I know that part of your drive, I'm making an assumption, I think, part of your drive for a large family is also rooted in your religion as well. Is this true?
Well, I think that there's been a time where...
I should say you're a Mormon, right?
Mormon, right? But and I think there's a typical family image of large Mormon families. There's no typical family. It's just not like someone from church said, you will have 6. I think there's a lot of joy in families, whether it's 1, 2, even a husband and wife, if that becomes a focal point. And I think with a lot of kids, when you have a lot of kids, it has to be the focal point if you're going to stay married and keep the family there. You have to work together on that. So it's a good common basis.
And from my understanding of Mormonism, too, it has a big emphasis on making sure that family unit works well, and part of that is experiencing the religion together.
It's just family time. I mean, there's certain things on Monday night, is a designated night to be family home evening. I'm not the best at that, but when our children were younger, we did a better job of that, where we just take time, no TV. There were 6 years in our home where I didn't even have a TV.
Let's talk about what are some of those Monday nights.
Monday night we usually have an activity, and the children are younger, and we try to teach a church-related principle, or a moral principle maybe, or a principle that... here in school we have character counts. You try to teach those things.
So sometimes, I'm just trying to picture what this would be like. Maybe all of you would be sitting down, read a book out loud.
It's not like the picture that you envision, all in their arms folded and let's say, yes, Mom and Dad. Kids are bouncing off the walls, but it was still time that they're going to remember that we did things together. And it's a good time. Now, when we have it, we don't have it as often, but we do it for family counsel if there's things that we need. I've still got 2 daughters in a master's program. I've got a son that's looking to go to school, and a daughter in school, college, a son in college, and so we talk about things that we need.
So early on, it sounds like it was sort of emphasizing these sort of character building,
I think so.
morality, that sort of thing.
And you can say religious; it's okay. There are principles.
It was built around religious text. I'm imagining.
Your Bible, and scriptural things that are good. But again, it's you look back at it, it seems like it was all a blur, and you say, I wish I'd have done a better job. Because I know it's hard to believe that my children aren't perfect. I'm not perfect. And you think about the things that we could have done to make life a little easier for them and for us. And the more time you spend with the family, you can say, and not just watching TV, but just talking and doing things. And I know a lot of families do it. They don't have to be Mormon to do that. A lot of families do great family activities. Those are happy families.
Can we talk about the role of the church and your family a little bit more?
Whatever you'd like to do. Sure.
So I know you're a really busy guy. I mean, you obviously father of 6 children. You want to coach, but you're also pretty heavily involved in your church. Am I remembering this?
Yeah, I mean, you try to think of yourself as being a service, not just doing church things. Last night I went out and I was supposed to meet. I'm now working with the 18 to 31 year olds in a ward that's primarily for 18 to 31 year olds. I'm not 31. I'm 59, but my quote calling is to be there with them. And we were supposed to make visits. No one showed up, so I went out and visited 3 people in the ward.
You went to their homes.
Yeah, just to see how they're doing and see if we can help them in any way. What thoughts or questions they might have. One guy was, it'll just have different stories. It's really exciting right now. And there have been different times in life where it has taken up more time, but it's all time of being of service, hopefully, and I don't think my family has ever suffered because of that.
In fact, it probably provides a pretty strong model for serving other people.
You try to, you try to do that, small things. That service, you say it's church for me, it can be school for others, it can be any kind of service organization, but for our family, it has been a pretty good nucleus to say that we want to, it's more than a Sunday effort just to go to church. And okay, we go to church, that's a great thing, for us as a family. But there's things during the week that we can do too to try and remind ourselves of things that we feel are important to us. And it's service related, I think. Yeah, church has been a vital part of our family's life. You can't force feed children; they have to make choices. The odds are that they're probably going to stay pretty much involved if it's been a good experience.
And your children are still practicing?
I think they are. I think that they all have gone through questioning times. And
how do you react to that as a father?
I think you react to it the way that you would hope anyone to react to it. They have their agency to make choices. You never stop loving them. If you don't make choices that we approve of, we'll let you know, and you'll have to. Hopefully, the consequences are yours to suffer. If it involves other people, then we'll step in. I know in my own life, my parents were Mormon. Their grandparents were Mormon. And I really just took it for granted that that's what everybody's supposed to be. Even though it was a small religion at the time, it still was a comparatively small religion, but growing. And everybody has to ask those questions for themselves at some point in time. Or if they don't, it's sort of scary to think that they would just go on someone else. This is what you do in life.
And you yourself, did you go through
I think so.
A phase where you were kind of questioning?
I had to ask those questions for myself. And again, looking back, I could have asked them a lot earlier. But, everybody goes through times of life where they question things and you feel your oats and you go different ways.
But I do want to maybe ask a couple questions about your experience in the church. I think for a lot of people, the Mormon religion, specifically LDS, right? We're not talking about like fundamentalist Mormonism, but just Mormonism. Sometimes is a little bit of a mystery for people, right?
Well, I think it has been. Historically, it has been.
Yeah.
I mean, historically, we were a religion that was state of Missouri put out an extermination order on us, and historically we've had to move from time to time. And,
the founder was actually assassanated.
He was, and
because of the religious beliefs. Right?
And it presents concepts that I think are being more widely accepted now. I mean, the Mormon Church is a lot more open now. And I think if you look at it historically, it's able to do that now, whereas before, there's a polygamy issue.
Right.
Back earlier, there's
now for everybody who doesn't know, I mean, polygamy. I mean, this is like the late The late 1800s?
It was in the the church was founded in 1830, or organized formally in 1830. Right. And so there was a period there where there were men who had more than one wife. And there's still those people around. They're not members of the church anymore because the United States came out and says that's bad.
But that stops it. The church formally, said that this is we're not going to be following this particular.
Put you in jail.
And this is in the late 1800s. So really, we're like well over 100 years. But that myth is still out there about Mormons.
Well, and there still are. You read about them in the newspaper and you say fundamentalist Mormons, and they're no longer Mormon. They've been eliminated from the church. But people who still hang on to that, and you can see. The consequences again, where that's wound up for a lot of people.
Right.
I mean, the thing in Texas, and so they take a principle that maybe was taught at one time. They say, well, we'll do it, but there's, the basis for upon which they live that or that commandment, I guess that they said.
Right.
You can see how it falls. It's a Jimmy Jones type thing.
Right.
But there's always going to be sects like that, and I think
perversions of the actual
perversions of. I mean, I think looking at Islam.
Yeah.
I think there are perversions of what that ideal, basis of religion, and that's what's probably causing all the problems. Without having read the Quran or understanding the complete ideas, I understand some of their ideology.
Right.
There are a lot of good people out there, a lot of good religious people out there, all religion.
Can you give me one piece of the best piece of advice that you can give to any new parent right now who's starting a family?
Love your wife, treat her like a queen, and then help her do whatever you can from a female standpoint. Be tolerant of your husband, and understand that he's less perfect than you are. How's that?
Terry Miller, thank you for your time.
Mr. Bailey.
Father, husband, and RBV teacher and coach, Terry Miller, on family. And finally, Act 4. RBV English and creative writing teacher Tom Berger and his son Jakob seem to be blessed with a talent for the performing arts. Among other performances, Tom has long been a part of the Ranch Review as one of the entertaining MCs, and his son Jakob has spent all 4 years involved in RBV's exceptional drama program. In honor of our family theme this month, we asked this father and son to perform a song for our humble podcast. So, performing their version of Walls by Tom Petty, here are Tom and Jakob Berger.
Some days are diamonds, some days are rocks, some doors are open, some roads are blocked, sundowns are golden, then fade away. If I never do nothing, I got your back someday. You got a heart so big it could crush this town, and I can hold out forever even walls fall down. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you cry. Half of me is ocean, half of me is sky. Some things are over, some things go on. Part of me you carry, part of me is gone. You got a heart so big it could crush this town, and I can hold out forever even walls fall down. Baby, you got a heart so big it could crush this town, and I can hold out forever even walls fall down.
Jakob and Tom Berger with a performance of Tom Petty's Walls. And that once again does it for our November 2009 Respect the Ranch podcast. Thanks again to RBV students Fatima Housni and Jakob Berger, and teachers Terry Miller and Tom Berger for participating. Our original music was created by RBV teacher Nick Wheat and RBV Jr. Stephen Gomez, alumni Nick Shoup, Tyler Estabrook, and Brian Swoboda. December's podcast theme will be built around the power of traditions. We need your help, so please send us feedback, give us leads on powerful stories, and contribute in some way by emailing us at rtrpodcast@gmail.com. That's rtrpodcast, one word, @gmail.com. So until December, I'm Scott Bailey thanking you for listening to the Respect the Ranch podcast from Rancho Buena Vista High School.